Hello elementary teachers, welcome to your brief but informative overview of Project Lead the Way launch. In addition to this screencast, we have created a resource file with more links. You can access that file along with this slides presentation at tinyurl.com/DCSD-K5 launch. Our goals for today include, I can describe how PLTW and launch curriculum looks in a classroom. I can explain how launch will be used in Davenport in the fall of 2018, and I can identify if I am interested in being the science/launch teacher for my grade level during the 18-19 school year. It is becoming more and more evident that success in the 21st century requires global citizens to not only understand important knowledge about the world around them, but to be critical thinkers, to work collaboratively to solve complex problems, and to communicate ideas effectively. We believe that Project Lead the Way launch modules are a great first step to take for our K-5 classrooms in Davenport.
So what is Project Lead the Way anyway? Project Lead the Way is an engaging K-12 curriculum with pathways in computer science, engineering, and biomedical science. Project Lead the Way empowers students to develop and apply in-demand, transportable skills by exploring real-world challenges. Students not only learn technical skills, but also learn to solve problems, think critically and creatively, communicate, and collaborate. PLTW also equips teachers with the training, resources, and support they need to engage students in real-world learning. Here in Davenport, we have Project Lead the Way currently at all of our 6th through 12th grade levels. The Gateway program, which includes all 3 of the pathways, is at each of our 5 middle schools. It's taught in 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. Biomedical and computer science are relatively new to our district and are both part of the Inspire Career Academy at West High School. The engineering program, which is nationally recognized, is located at all 3 of our traditional high schools, with the advanced courses at West. The engineering program is also part of the Inspire Career Academy.
In an effort to grow the Project Lead the Way program K-12, Launch was piloted originally in the after-school programming at numerous elementaries for the past 2 school years. Because teachers and students enjoyed the modules and found success with implementation, we applied for and received a grant from John Deere. Basically, in 2018-2019, this means we will be able to implement the K-5 computer science modules. They will be taught by the teacher librarians with support from the classroom teachers. The 3rd through 5th grade will have an additional module purchased, which will be part of their science curriculum taught by a designated teacher or teachers at each grade level. Scheduling and logistics for this will be addressed by your building principal. The overview for the coming years, in 2019-2020, you'll see that we are hopeful to purchase a science module for the K-2 classrooms and a second module for the 3-5 classrooms. When we get to the year 2020-2021, pending funding, we hope to purchase the second module for the K-2 science curriculums and a third module for the 3-5 science. This screen provides a brief overview of the exact names of the modules that we will be purchasing, along with the years that we are hopeful to do so.
You can get more information about all of these modules in the resources that we have linked at the end of the presentation. So let's talk about Launch a little bit. Let's take a peek at this video to really see what Launch is all about. While you're watching this video, think about how the Launch approach may be different than how students traditionally learn.
But would it walk? Because it is up and maybe it goes like this. Far away. Oh, might be a lever. Okay, you try. Okay, I'm gonna try. Because I got a pretty good way to do this. Okay.
PLTW has invested resources in developing an elementary curriculum so we can provide a K-12 continuum that really prepares even our youngest students for the global economy.
The elementary curriculum is just engaging for my students. Really, science has become their favorite subject. They so look forward to our time when we're working on projects.
The students are highly engaged. They are very excited about their projects, anxious to explain to you what they're doing.
It works like this. You have to use the twist around. It's really cool. We're trying to put the gear on, so we got this on. This is the driver here, so turn it.
And they really don't want to stop working on that activity to move on to the next thing.
I find that when I introduce a project to them, or we have a Project Lead the Way project, they get so excited about it. They go home afterwards. They want to look things up on the internet, do further research. They come back. They want to share with their classmates what they've learned, and it's just taken our learning to a whole new level.
The lesson that we did today is based on the Three Little Pigs. We've been reading the story and talking about the Three Little Pigs. So today, they've all been given different supplies, and their goal is to create a house that cannot be blown down by the big bad wolf.
I'm making houses out of graham crackling and frosting. I'm learning from engineers, and engineers don't ever give up.
No one has the same supplies at the table, and I have to admit that they do it better than I did. I did my samples, all mine failed.
Mostly marshmallows. I like mine.
But you're not quitting, are you? No.
I like mine.
Project Lead the Way activities are very different from a traditional standpoint. The olden days were you do it this way, this is the only way, it's right or wrong. This curriculum opens it up to there is no right or wrong. If we make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. I don't want you to be perfect. I'm not perfect. And I understand that next time I would try it this way.
How could you change this design? How could you change it to make it better? This is awesome, but think about it. Think about how you can make it better.
My goal or hope for my students in the future is really that they'll be inspired by the Project Lead the Way curriculum to become mathematicians and scientists. I tell them all the time that someday they're going to solve the world's biggest problems, and they're going to be creating innovations that will change the way the world operates. And I really think that this curriculum is the beginning step to inspiring them to do wonderful things.
We love Project Lead the Way as a whole, and looking at it at the elementary level now, what we're finding is that those students are able to reach those higher level thinking skills as a natural part of every single day. So in comparing the programs at the various levels, we already see it happening at the high school level tremendously. We're seeing it at the middle school level a little bit more. And now, for us, it's more looking into the future saying, oh my gosh, look what we're going to see over the progression of all of these years for these kids. Just exactly what we're hoping.
All right, so that gives you a brief overview of Launch. So let's talk about some of the specific details about the program. It's a kindergarten through 5th grade curriculum, soon to be pre-K as well. It includes all 3 of the pathways, computer science, engineering, and the biomedical science. It's a focus on design thinking that's based in the core standards. So every module is going to link directly to language arts core standards, math core standards, and science core standards. There are 24 modules, which means there are 4 per grade level, and it utilizes the Activity Project Problem-Based Instructional Approach, APB. One more acronym for you to put into your suitcase there. So this is an overview of what the APB instructional approach looks like. So you can see that there's 5 different comprehensive lessons that systematically grow students' knowledge and the application of content as they progress through. To break that down a little bit for you, in activities, which are your first 3 lessons, it's specific lessons where students are doing the same type of work. You're working on basic skills, you're working on your vocabulary, and really understanding even just how to work together in small groups. Those skills that are taught in the activities are used later in the module, which is that important application piece. The project, which is right before the big final problem, is where students apply that activity knowledge. They raise up in their DOK. It involves more student choice, and most of the students in class will come up with roughly the same solution. There'll be some variance, but everybody's pretty much doing the same thing, which leads us directly into that problem-based learning. This is the big finale of the module. It's very open-ended. It's a problem that they actually get before they even start any of the activities. So they constantly know where they are going with their learning and the purpose of what they're learning all of this for. They apply all their knowledge from the module, and it really is stuck in critical thinking, and it's relevant in real world. They're working in groups, and you can see, the activities are very well defined in the beginning, and it's more open-ended and allowing students to be the drivers of their learning towards the end.
Our compelling case for implementing Project Lead the Way launch in DCSD includes this quote from projectleadtheway.org. Research demonstrates that PLTW students outperform their peers in school, are better prepared for post-secondary studies, and are more likely to consider careers as scientists, technology experts, engineers, mathematicians, healthcare providers, and researchers compared to their non-PLTW peers. Students find PLTW programs relevant, inspiring, engaging, and foundational to future successes. If that wasn't enough and you need some more, Hattie's influences related to achievement also support the problem-based learning approach that Launch offers.
All right, so what is next for you as teachers? So first is go check out our resources to learn more about Project Lead the Way and Launch. We have a lot of connections to the website if you want to dig in more to Launch, as well as Project Lead the Way's presence in our own district. Talk with your team to determine if you are interested in being the science launch teacher for next year. All launch teachers will attend a paid training either on August 6th and 7th or an alternate training date yet to be determined. Teachers who have already completed this training with the after-school program are not required to attend official training, although you can if you'd like to. You will have a brief orientation prior to the start of school. Once you've had this conversation, go ahead and email your principal with your team's decision before you leave today.
We would like to congratulate you on completing all of your learning outcomes for today. If you have any questions, please first check the tinyurl.com site that we have created for you. And in the curriculum department, your points of contact are myself, Melissa Trimble, my colleague who has been on the screencast with me, Jennifer Boyd, as well as Corey Guy.
Thank you. Have a great summer.